Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the manga I read in April. I attempted to do the 1330 manga reading challenge, which after miserably failing my last few attempts last year, I didn't exactly succeed this time. I read 22 books, which I think was good for me for sort of having a bit of a reading slump over in 2025. So I have the books that I read all next to me here to go through, so let's get into it. So first off, I started with the last 3 volumes of Dr. Stone, and you may be wondering, Zoe, why did you bother reading Dr. Stone when the anime is about to finish? Apparently I just wanted to torture myself twice with my favourite bit of Japanese media finishing within a similar period of time. So why not? So we have volumes 23, no we don't. We have volumes 25, 26 and 27. And if I'm being completely honest, I was quite disappointed with the ending. I'm not going to say what it was, so there's no spoilers in this video. I'm just very disappointed as to who Y-Man was. My funny theory was that maybe it was somehow... No, I'm not... Yeah. I'm embarrassed to say that at one point my theory was Byakuya, Senku's dad, somehow with all like a time travel-y weird sort of... I don't know. Or like somehow it was a recording of his voice, I don't know. But that was my theory, so I think as I built that up in my mind, the actual ending was quite disappointing. But I'm glad that the characters did get happy endings, and I could talk about, I really could talk about it, but I will resist. I will not. No spoilers. But it's so tempting. I was just really happy with the character endings. I then moved on to reading Yona of the Dawn, which I think after a while was a mistake because the content of it was quite heavy and I was getting behind because I really just wanted to concentrate on reading it, which I think after a while was a mistake because there was just so much to get through, so much to take it in. So I can't remember exactly how many volumes I got through. I've just picked up 4 here, 10, 11, 12 and 13. Just I think I might have actually read a few more than this the first time around, because I remember I got to the volumes where they then have the 4 Dragon Warriors on the covers. I feel like I managed to read up to volume 17 before getting really quite behind and being like, I need to move on. I need to read something else that's less intense. So I then read my favourite romance manga anime of all time, Snow White with the red hair. I absolutely adore this story. I think I've watched the anime about 3 or 4 times since watching it. Like, I think the first time I watched it was probably 4 years ago, and I've watched it every year since then. So we have the last 4 volumes that I believe are currently translated into English here, 23, 24, 25 and 26. I believe there's a 27 coming out, from, if I did my research correctly. I'm just showing the covers because I love this one so much. Like, Obi is my favourite character. It's not focusing on him very well, I won't get too close. But Obi is my absolute favourite, so I adore this cover so much. And then the final one here, that's also very cute. I went on to something a bit more, don't know what I'm doing with them. Yeah, I moved on to something a bit more light-hearted, although the topics in this were also quite heavy with just what was happening in wherever they were. Where were they? I can't remember where they were, but just reading back at the back of the volumes, I absolutely adored seeing Obi at the masquerade ball. Was it in this volume? Anyway, the masquerade ball arc, I enjoyed it a lot. I love Obi so much. I then went back onto Yona of the Dawn for 3 volumes just to sort of finish the covers with the 4 Dragon Warriors on. So look at how pretty they are. Oh, I love them so much. So yeah, I went back to reading these, which also did make me get behind again, but I'm glad I read them, and I still have many more to read, and I believe that it's still ongoing for now. Well, it's being translated into English currently, so I still have a lot more to read. Oh, and we're getting a season 3, which I'm very excited for. Is it season? Yeah, we're getting a season 3, which I am so excited for. And then the last 4 books I read were the first 4 volumes of Kami-sama Kiss. I have watched this anime previously, but I am starting to read the manga again from the beginning, because I just love this story so much, and I enjoy having this back in my life, and it's really making me want to read the anime. It's really making me want to watch the anime again, but I think I'm going to try and hold off as much as I can while I am continuing to read this. So yeah, that was all the books that I managed to get through in April. I am slightly disappointed that I didn't manage to read the full 30, but I am quite proud of myself that I managed to get through at least I got into the 20s. So thank you for watching. Bye. Bum 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 bum.